It is the day before July 4th, and I am being a little bit naughty today. It's about 1 o'clock, and normally I was anticipating that they would come around and let us go early, but nobody did, so I kind of really want to go hiking today. And I will probably just bring my laptop home. Maybe I'll log in later on in the afternoon and work a little bit, but I want to go hiking if possible, especially because I think if I went tomorrow, there'll probably be more people. So yeah, I picked up an acai bowl. The thing is, I'm a little impatient. Every time I choose to go hiking, I feel like the idea of me sitting at home and eating a meal before I go is just something I'm not a big fan of, because I'd rather just get home and then head out right away. But I think that I should definitely eat first. But really, there's no rush because the daylight here lasts until way past 7 o'clock. So there's no need for me to go there right away. And I should still have plenty of time to hike anyways, even though it is a 1-hour drive one way. I don't plan on going back to work, so I'm just gonna head home, eat this. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of a movie while eating this and then get ready to head out to hike. And I'm so looking forward to this because I haven't done it with her in several weeks, maybe even more than a month. And I'm actually not sure why. Maybe just because the weather has been really up and down, like randomly in the 60s, which I don't really want to hike in because that's a bit too cold for me. And it's hot in here, so I'm going to just go because my car is off and I'm pretty sure my camera will overheat if I keep talking. Hello. I am just about to head out for my hike, and here is what I'm wearing. Forgive the background. Look at all that hair that I brushed off her the other day. Hopefully this won't be too cold, but I will bring a light jacket and probably take it along with me because I think it would be a big mistake if I end up being chilly. You know, it would be super unenjoyable that way. Look at him, so interested in his reflection. Peppers. Well, I only managed to watch about 10 minutes of the movie before I decided to get going. I got kind of antsy, so I'll just finish the movie when I get back. It has actually been getting pretty decent reviews. The movie's called Alita Battle Angel. It's based on an anime, and it's actually written by James Cameron. He contributed to the screenplay. But when I saw the trailer for it, I didn't expect many great things, but apparently a lot of people really enjoyed it. So I think maybe it will end up being one that genuinely surprises me, because when I first saw the trailer, I was like, what is this garbage? Why is Christoph Waltz doing this movie? But now I'm actually kind of interested and eager to see what kind of movie it will be. So I'll watch that when I get back. But I want some sunshine. I need some sunshine. Whenever I eat a pitaya bowl or acai bowl, it's cold. It's freaking so cold. So right now my hands are frozen. My nose is getting cold too. But once I get in that sunlight, oh, I just soak it in. It feels so good. Also turns out I don't need my sweatshirt. It's nice and hot still. 80 actually, so it's a tad hotter than I would like. And unfortunately, this, what do you call it? Doggy vest thingy for the GoPro. I guess it works. It's just I probably didn't have it fitted properly when I first put it on, so it was kind of like lopsided. I feel like it becoming lopsided might be inevitable. Why is this sagging so hard? Okay. Every time you shake, I have to fix it. Okay, yeah. I tightened it up a bit. Hopefully it's not uncomfortable for her. It kind of like wraps under her armpit area. But it's got to be tight, you know? It's bouncing back and forth though, but that's just natural. Silly dogs. Walking, bouncing, swaying one side to the other. Oh, my cutie. looks funny seeing that GoPro bounce on her back. Aww. Sucks that it does bounce back and forth. It makes me feel like the footage is just gonna be so miserable to watch. My poor baby is... Oh, haha. My GoPro just died, I think. Yeah, probably from overheating. Finally, we are back on the stretch of trail that has shade. So unfortunately, I had to cut our one-way out short because she was panting really hard and I was getting really nervous and concerned for her. And even though I kept offering her water, she drank a fair amount. We still have a good amount of trail left. But I'm glad we finally reached this shaded portion because it was so obvious how tired she was and hot. She was walking so slow, and you guys know that she's normally quite speedy on the trail, full of energy. The sounds are so pretty. I hope you're cooling off. Good girl. So tired you are. I need to rest myself, so I'm gonna just stand here, enjoy the breeze. I was hoping we would hike for much longer. Long trip. It was a long time since we've hiked. I feel like that really builds it up, so you have high expectations, or maybe I do stuff like that for weird reasons. What the hell? I heard some weird noise. Oh, it feels so nice here though. Not much of a breeze going on right now. But I'm glad she gets her rest. But I think ultimately it would just feel so much better for me if I get her to the car so she gets to lie there and, you know, wind down. Maybe she'll be sleeping the whole night today. I think it's so beautiful seeing the sun reflect off the leaves. It's everywhere. Even these little things. This naughty one is so dazed out that she kept walking ahead. She went past the brush and kept going for a while before she even turned around. We have finally made it back to the car. I have the AC turned up as high as I can. I am honestly very hot as well, but she's next level, as we can tell. She was crossing the street so freaking slow. It was crazy. Oh man. 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think maybe we only hiked for 1 hour total. But you know what? That's better than nothing, right? I might be making poor choices. I haven't had fries in so freaking long. So I got medium fries. So probably when I go home and watch Alita Battle Angels, I might have to cycle for most of the movie. Hi guys. So, I just finished watching Alita Battle Angel, like I planned, and I am honestly very impressed, I have to say, and I'm so happy. I love being impressed by a movie because, you know, that means they did something right, at least for me. So, I actually didn't know when I first saw this movie, trailer-wise. I think I saw the trailer in theaters, actually, which is very surprising because I don't go to the theater much anymore, so I can't even remember the last time I went that would give me the opportunity to see this trailer. Because, honestly, aside from that, I don't really choose to watch trailers anymore. I don't feel like it provides me with anything. At most, it might provide me a negative assumption on what the movie could be like, and it definitely did for this movie. So when I saw that it came out, I wasn't overly excited to watch it or anything, but when I found out that Robert Rodriguez directed it and James Cameron actually helped write the screenplay, I was like, God damn, this might actually turn out to be pretty good. And it was. I am so impressed. The action sequences were actually very entertaining to watch. I normally get really, really zoned out by action sequences. I think that might focus more on hand-to-hand combat kind of things, but they had a fair amount of that in this movie, and it was creative. It just felt different, and the CGI was very, very nice. I feel like they managed to get you to connect to the main character, Alita, pretty well, because she just has a very kind heart. She's very innocent, a little bit naive in the beginning, but she's also a very strong character because she's a warrior. So I am recommending this if you like sci-fi. I don't know how else to relate it to other things, but I will say that it actually sort of reminded me of Tron Legacy, even for a little bit, because the way that I always viewed Tron Legacy was that the story was really shit, but the visuals looked so cool, the music was so good, and I loved watching the games sequence. So they had Disc Wars, and they had something else. I always forget what the freaking motorcycle one was called, but I loved those sequences. Those were so entertaining. I feel like the only reason I would ever watch that movie again, only to go to those clips directly, is to watch those sequences. So this movie is similar to that, but the entire movie is entertaining, not just for the action sequences. Anyways, I'm going to do a workout. I've already done a fair amount of exercise today, honestly. I did my hike, and then I did some spinning for maybe like 20 to 30 minutes. So doing my other exercise might seem excessive, but I did have those fries and then those nuggets. And the thing that sucks whenever it comes to cheating, I always think about, like right now at least, I'm thinking, man, those fries tasted so good, but I can't remember what that feeling is like anymore. It already passed, so now I have to make up for what I did. Hi friends. Hi puppers. Okay. It is Independence Day, and I just took her for a walk. It's a bit hot out, so I didn't. Oh my god. Why is a cat shitting on the floor? I just saw shit on the floor. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do today, honestly. I feel like some thoughts I had was maybe going for a joyride. And the thing is, the dumb reason that I don't necessarily want a joyride just yet is because I want a little bit more time where my hair isn't messed up and, you know, pushed down by the helmet and then it ends up looking all weird. Because now that I have the proper sized helmet, extra small, it's really tight on my head, so it really smushes my hair down. But I guess it doesn't really matter because honestly, I've been keeping my hair tied back for so many days now. And the few days that I actually blow dry out my hair and have it down, it annoys me because it gets in my face or I touch it too much. And if I just have my hair tied back, there's no hair in my face and I can go about the day without anything distorting my vision. So yeah, maybe hair is not really a big deal because as you can see, it's already tied back. Then I feel like to me, if my hair is tied back, then it's already in an unflattering way. So I don't need to worry about what it looks or what might affect it. So yeah, I might consider going for a joyride. Maybe not one of my long ones though, because I don't think, I don't know if I'm in the mood for like a 3-hour ride. So if I did, it would probably, I'll maybe keep it to 1 hour round trip or something. But I did, I want to get some bubble tea and those pancake puffles. That means I need to be around the Santee area. But right now is lunchtime and I'm kind of tempted to get Korean food, which is not in that same vicinity. And the thing about that is I am thinking like, oh, I kind of want to get lunch and then maybe I can pick up bubble tea along the way since I'm driving out. Even though it's not in the same location, I can still make that trip. But if I get bubble tea, that means when I come back home, I can't ride right away because riding and drinking bubble tea doesn't mesh because if I stay home and finish drinking my bubble tea then leaving to ride, then I need to piss, so that's a bad idea. But if I come home and ride right away, that means I don't have time to drink my drink. So these are the types of things that I think about, and you guys get to experience this wonderful thought process. So I'm still very stumped. I am tempted to get Korean partially because I haven't gotten it in a while, and I do feel like dining out. And maybe, oh, sorry. Oh crap, sorry, Riley. But yeah, maybe I also want to enjoy my crop tops for a bit because I'm enjoying wearing them. And admittedly, sometimes when I'm walking down the street walking her, this is what I wore to walk her. But admittedly, I am still feeling a little uncomfortable about it because I feel like I'm going to be walking by somebody and they're going to say, why does this girl show her stomach when she doesn't need to? So that's usually what I end up thinking. But also another quick thing, sorry for clearing my throat so much, but I feel like I'm just randomly having situations where there's a lot of phlegm. So maybe I should stop clearing my throat and I'll just keep talking. And when the phlegm happens, then whatever. Especially because it annoys me that I'm interrupting my train of thought, and I feel bad for making you guys listen to the coughing or the clearing my throat thing, and maybe I can edit that out, but it's also in the middle of my thought process, so if I chop it in half, maybe it won't be as smooth. See, look at how much she's panting. Hello there. I am back from my meal. I did decide to go to the Korean place, and it was a pretty good meal. I also brought back leftovers, so hopefully that can be another meal in itself. So maybe I've got 2 meals for one outing price, which is like $16 to $17. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. So something crazy that I actually read yesterday that I find kind of interesting to think about. One of the Smash players that I started somewhat following when I got into watching the scene. Nowadays, I definitely don't really think I watch it at all anymore. I know of events that are happening because I follow a few of them on Twitter, but I always just don't end up watching because I guess the interest isn't quite there anymore. But anyways, Ally, he played Snake. He's from Canada. It turns out that he was dating a minor, and we don't know much of the details, and he apparently claimed that nothing sexual happened, but the fact that this came out into the community, he decided that, you know, he can't compete anymore. He could be in danger, so he has decided to retire. But that information is just shocking because there's a lot of people discussing this on Reddit threads or on Twitter right now, and there's a lot of people that maybe are divided. Some people maybe respect and admire him as a player so much that maybe they're really willing to dismiss this news or not view it as severe as it actually is. But it is a bit of a shame to read something like that because it's just crazy to think about someone around my age. I think right now he's 28, and I think at the time when he was dating the minor, they're both men, he was 16. So it's just a little weird to me to think about people older having interest in people that young, because I feel like if you have that level of awareness or realization as to what maturity actually means, you would have no interest in people that young because they just don't know shit about the world. Because for me, I feel like nowadays, even if I come across somebody 21, I don't have interest in 21-year-olds because I know when I went through the period of 21 to say 25, when I reached like 25, I felt like I was so much more smarter and wiser than 21, like not even close. So when I view it that way, I'm like, I don't want to date this 21-year-old who is technically an adult, but they probably still don't know shit. And minus 5 years from that 21-year-old going to 16, and you're like, holy shit, that person's a baby, he's a child, he's an infant. Like, why would I want to be romantically involved with someone like that? Aww, Peppers. She's lying on the ground and she's pushing her foot against mine. So cute. I love it. Today is the second day of North American Open qualifiers for the International, and there is a match today that I wanted to watch because he is somebody that I know. So I talked about him a little bit in another video a while back where he asked me to do Battle Cup one day on a Saturday, and I thought that was really random because I don't play, at the time, I didn't play the game much anymore, so I was surprised he asked me because he's a very high-ranked player. I think right now he's like 25 rank US, so he definitely, I would think, has access to a lot of better players than me, so I was very surprised that day he asked me. But anyways, he is playing in qualifiers today, and I first found out that he was playing qualifiers a couple months ago because one of the Dota 2 majors, he was playing in the North American qualifiers for that. And I was surprised to see his name there. So knowing that, I just assumed that he would be playing TI qualifiers as well, and he is. So I don't remember what round he is on, but basically he has one match today, and then if he wins, he plays another match against a stack that contains a few players that made it further than him in the pro scene. One of them is Moon Meander. He actually played on, I think he had some time playing on tier 1 pro teams, and some of the other players are also a bit more well known. So I actually messaged him earlier today just to wish him luck, and we talked a little bit, and he doesn't feel confident he'll be able to beat that team, but there is also a second NA qualifier in a couple more days that he can try a second time in. So I just think it's actually kind of cool to know someone that is playing in a qualifier. So the fact that I know someone, I would be interested to watch and see the outcome and maybe just like see how he plays in more of a competitive environment like that, because anytime I played with him in the past, it would always be just party with me or my ex-boyfriend James, and that, you know, naturally feels different than if you're in an organized 5-stack with more on the line, I guess. So I'll probably watch that later. I guess aside from that, I kind of was planning on doing a longer stream today, probably just because I have the time. Like today I was trying to come up with things to do, but I don't feel like going out. I was gonna take a joyride, but I don't really feel like it today, I guess. Maybe I should, I will definitely do one though these next few days because I haven't really been riding to work, so I should joyride because I do enjoy it, but it just does take a lot of energy to do. Even though it's enjoyable and relaxing, it's still exhausting. So maybe whenever I think about joyrides, I think of that exhaustion first, which kind of prevents me from being too overly excited to go out and do it. And wow, I might have to turn the AC on. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go do some stuff.